Hello again, do-it-yourselfers. Terry Peterman, the Internet Electrician, and welcome to another one of my video shorts on current topics here on YouTube and of course at my website, electrical-online.com. So this is the final in this series that I called my kitchen renovation project. We missed a lot of steps along the way. The last I left you off, I had everything roughed in and ready to put on all the end devices, but just had too much work to do and not enough time for the filming in the short period we wanted to get this done in, which turned out to be about 2.5 months or 3 months, I guess. In fact, I just wrapped up the under cabinet lighting just the other day, which I'm going to give you some more details on, but I ordered some tape light for that and it got lost in the mail and finally came back to me. So after a reorder, so we got that done just the other day. So really it's been since June that we started this renovation. So as you can see, it turned out quite nice, we think. I'm going to get into some detail on that tape lighting because people asked for that. Wanted to see how I stuck that tape lighting in around that coving underneath the cabinets, where I mounted that LED driver, so we'll show you all that. And we also had a lot of people asking about the panel lights that I did for the lighting in the kitchen here. And that's a separate video, which we'll link here in the description, that goes into detail of how I did these panel lighting. So we've got 6 lights in here, 3 over the pantry and fridge area. And I've also got another video that's going to get into how we did the outside area. Outside deck, I ran conduit over to give me some electrical outlets outside and power my garden shed. But like I said, that's another video we'll link in the description. And so let's just get started with some details now. Being we covered the panel lights in a separate video, we'll get into some of the details on how I hooked up this LED tape light. I've done a few LED under cabinet lighting videos, 2 LED I guess, one with tape light. That was not in a high definition, that was standard def. And then I did one in our other place here in Chemainus that was with the puck lights, that was a detailed one. This one then, not so hard to figure out the fishing in because I did all that in the rough-in, which I described in the last video, how I did the rough-in wiring for that. So much easier when you can do it while the drywall is opened up and you can get the wires hidden in the walls. Nothing to it really. So let's get started with how I ran those tape lights in around the coving and hooked everything up. All right, so here's a close-up underneath the sink where I stubbed out in the rough-in. I stubbed out the 14.2. That's the power after the switch on the counter. The switch for the under cabinet lighting, so the feed comes down here. And then I also ran the 2 stubs of 18.2 low voltage wire. One was going to the left side of the sink for that bank of under cabinet lighting, and the other one going to the right side of the kitchen sink. And then from that side it goes on to the other side of the range, as I'll show you later. But here's how I'm going to hook these up. Now in hindsight I would have brought these out somewhere a little more convenient because right now they are right beside or behind my garbage disposal unit, so it's a little difficult to get at, but it's doable. So nonetheless, I'm going to put this handy box. I'm going to run the cable into the back of this handy box and mount that here with the blank cover on it. And then below that, I've got the LED driver that's going to mount on the wall right here. And this is the high voltage side, is going to come in with my cable in through that connector into the back of the handy box and splice the high voltage side there, the 120. And then this is the low voltage 24 volt side coming out of the other side of this LED driver. And it just simply gets spliced to these 2 18 gauge low voltage wires. And they can just be tucked in here. I might put a handy box as well for them to be, the splices to be hidden inside of. Okay, so before I neaten things up here, you can see what I've done. I doubled up those low voltage wires into one side of a butt splice, a blue butt splice, and the wire from the LED driver into the other side, crimped them down good. So there's my low voltage 24 volt connections. And then I ended up mounting this box on the horizontal like this, so that I could get a couple wood screws into the studs back there. And then you can see I brought the 120 volt cable the supply to the LED transformer in the side of that box, and then my supply cable comes in the back of it through the wall, out of the wall where it was coming out of, and made my splices here. Ground to ground, neutral to white, and hot to black. So I can put a box cover on that, blank cover plate, and I'm going to just neaten these up. I decided not to put a box for those low voltage connections. A, doesn't need to be in one, and B, just not a lot of room to work down here, so we'll call it good right there. And there it is with the cover on the box, the LED driver mounted below, and I just tucked those low voltage 24 volt splices in behind there. Taped them all up. Now we can go finish installing, connecting the LED strip lights. So here's how I've decided to finish this off and make a nice neat job out of it. I'm using these cord covers from Legrand, and they're going to tuck right up into the corner here. And then that's going to hide my wires, and I'm going to be able to make my splice now to the LED tape, which I'll show you where that LED tape is tucked in around this coving. My splices then I can make inside this channel. So I just got to make my marks for my length I want to cut it at, and where I want to drill a hole into the back of it for that LVT wire to come into. And we'll mount this and do the splices. And once I've got them all in place, I'll show you the entire picture here. All right, so here's the cord cover stuck in place, and the lid's open now, just ready to make my splices. And you have to check to make sure you've got the hot and neutral in the right, or the plus and minus, I guess, on the 24 DC. You have to make sure you got that polarity right. So I've got the switch turned on to the LED driver now. If I could see the tape up under here, I could tell which is positive and which is negative, but I can't. But the nice thing is with 24 volt, it's not enough to really hurt you. And if you have it backwards, I'm just going to test it. They don't work. And if you have it correctly, the lights work. So now I know which is which. I'm just going to use a butt splice here, crimp splice. This is actually a through splice for up to 14 gauge, but because these wires are so small and space is limited, I'm just going to shove them both in one side and crimp them. Give them a good squeeze. There's one done. And I probably should shut off the power before I do that, but like I said, 24 volt. I'm not teaching you very good habits here, but it's not really enough to give you even a buzz off it. And buzz in the electrical shock terms. Give that a crimp, and I'll tuck that into the channel and snap it shut. There, all tucked into place. I've got one more to do and we're done. All right, so just to wrap up the installation of the LED tape light, here's the first section, which we had one LVT wire coming to from the transformer or the LED driver up behind the cabinet here. Now you see they're all installed and tucked in place. Splices hidden by that cord cover. I'll just give you a quick look as to how that got tucked in behind that coving. Excuse the unsteady camera. There's the end of the run. And then it all came around. And you can see where the start of the run is there, and the wire just tucks in behind that cord cover. And just carrying on now, the second run of LVT from the LED driver came up to this side and then looped in and out of here over to the other side of the range. So we terminated or put the power point of the LED tape light at that corner, and then we ran it around the back facing in to this end where it ends. And you see I put cord cover all the way across the back as well, and a 90-degree corner there. I didn't need that cord cover along the back because there's no wires there to be hidden, but it just had kind of made it a nice finish to finish that off instead of just having the backsplash terminated at the bottom of the cabinets. I had to carry that on just to make it look right. And then the second run from the corner, the LVT came out here in the corner and power point to that LED tape light in and around and terminated at the back side there. So that brings to an end our kitchen renovation project series of videos. We did much more than just the kitchen when we did this house. We gutted it almost completely right down to the drywall. We replaced the flooring. We replaced all the bathrooms. We painted it entirely inside and out along with the ceilings, and of course the renovation of the kitchen, which involved moving a wall, removing one and relocating another to behind me where the pantry now is. And our fridge is all along this wall. Got some funny lighting going on here with the sunshine creeping in from the patio. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Hope you liked this, and I hope you will hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel. That's very important to us to get those subscribers. We've surpassed 70,000 now, and we're looking for that 100,000 subscriber mark, which will be a nice little milestone. We've got about 14 million or more views on the channel, so please help us out by subscribing. Click that notification bell. That way you'll know when I release new videos. So thanks again, Terry Peterman, the Internet Electrician.